All right, check this out. This is the BMW i Vision Circular. Is this the supercar of the future? I ask that because we really need to rethink what a supercar is. Gone will be the days of the roaring V8. So what is going to take its place? Will this be it? This is kind of crazy. Everything you see, here, 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 here. Everything is 100% from recycled materials. This is the future. That is crazy when you think about it. Now, what they've also done, BMW is thinking about how to not just recycle, right? But also reduce the number of materials they're using. This is usually where a kidney grill would be, right? And you can kind of see them doing this with the lines here, the lights instead of an actual grill. Instead of having separate parts for the headlights, for the grill, for the BMW logo, it's all one part. Instead of having a BMW logo sticking out and placed on top of the car, it's actually etched into the recycled aluminium of the body. Now you see here, the circular. When I saw that, I was like, what in the world is circular? You know, I know recycled, but what is circular? So recycled materials, once you put them in the little recycling bin, you don't know what they're going to come back as and be used for. But circular means once you recycle this body, this aluminium body, it will come back exactly as an aluminium body for the next car. So it's recycled to be used for the exact same purpose. Now this is cool. Check this out. Here you would expect to see a BMW logo, but it isn't. So what in the world is that? Every single letter of the word circular is in this logo. So I'll give you a second to figure it out. Let's just see if we can do this. C. I. R. I can't do it! I'm sure you guys can do it. Okay, moving on. You see the look of this tire? See how it has all these flecks in it? This is 100% recycled rubber. What are you looking at? What are you doing? Oh. That's Christian. So we're not allowed to touch the car, are we? Christian, cut. Yeah. Don't do it again. So we've got recycled rubber, recycled aluminium, recycled plastic down here, and what you can customize in the future is lights. So you can have lights run all the way around your windows, which is very cool. So you could have them in different patterns or colors instead of using materials, extra materials, right, to customize your car. Now, what is really cool is this. Can you guys see this? The back is like this purplish color. It fades from this silvery gold into this purple color. Now, BMW wanted to use color on their vehicles in future, but without using paint, because paint, of course, is not great for the environment. So how have they been able to do this? They have treated the original materials used. So this is aluminium, and with some treatment, you can get it to this beautiful kind of matte silk finish. Now here on this panel, this is all recycled steel. And if you look at the exhaust pipe of a motorcycle, you can see at the end from the heat, it kind of goes into this purplish color like this. And you can achieve that, not using paint of course, but you can achieve that using heat. How cool is that? I know you guys are keen to see the interior because it is the coolest part of the car, but I just want to show you outside first and then we'll head on in. They do not have a BMW logo, they actually have it lit up. So just using lights and one panel across the entire back. So no separate tail lights, etc. Look at this. It's all integrated into the one panel. This car only uses 12 materials, 12 different materials. Today's cars can use hundreds of different materials. So they're really trying to reduce the amount of materials they're using. They're recycling everything. They are reusing just the 4 R's. There they go. Boom, boom, boom on the screen. The grand reveal, you guys. Are you ready for this? This is epic. All right, let's do it. Okay. See how it lights up and... Oh, look at this, look at this, look at this. How many different things can you look at once? This whole panel lighting up here, I love. And this here. I mean, come on. This is like your own personal aquarium. Watch this. It responds to your hand. Look how it disperses when I go up and down. How cool is that? It's actually because you've got the camera too close, it's not working anymore. See now that the camera's away, it actually is just responding to my hand. I mean, come on. So their vision is for technologies to still be fun in future, you know, not just to have everything white, and all purely for function. It needs to be fun still, right? We don't just want to go into a future of just like everything just working, but not feeling anything anymore. So that's the idea behind this. This is actually where you would interact with the car. This would be your center console. The other thing is there's no separate screen, right? In cars today, you always have a screen, and that's where you interact with the radio and the GPS, etc., etc. Again, they didn't want to use extra materials for that screen. So BMW was like, right, this car already has a massive screen, and that's the windscreen, right? So everything that you would find on your center console is now going to be displayed on your windscreen. So you can interact with this and go, change the radio station, and it will appear up here. Everything on heads-up display. Let's just appreciate the interior show one more time. And it comes all the way around. Here we go, here we go. Where in the world have you seen this before? This is so epic. Imagine having a car in future that has this as your center console. And you can even change the color if blue isn't your thing. Oh, look at that. Nice. Wow. And all of this is 3D printed. So what they're doing is they're not using a big block of material and then cutting out from that material and having scraps left over. They're using exactly the amount of material they need for this by having it 3D printed. So that's 3D printed. This here is 3D printed as well. The hinge, the door hinge, and just look how cool that looks. That has removed every single bit of material that isn't necessary for the structure of the hinge, and that's why it looks like that. It's actually worked out the strongest pattern and 3D printed that in order to hold this door. This wood is fully recycled. 100% recycled. Again, all 3D printed. The BMW logo here is etched in. And all of this material as well, all recycled. This is actually made from a type of plastic, a polymer, and this as well. This is all made from a type of polymer as well. And you see, it's got this marbling effect. Now, the reason why is because when you recycle materials, there's always going to be kind of outlying color discrepancies, right? So instead of just having them kind of randomly placed throughout the door, it's going to look a bit ugly. They emphasize those color discrepancies and just went, let's make it into like an actual marble from the recycled pieces. So that's quite cool. Now you see this design detail everywhere. All of these stripes here across the front, all here on the wheels. You see this pattern, right? This isn't just for design purposes, and I'll show you why that is. In here, you might notice, look, there's little pattern, the same pattern here on the roof. You see this? So at the moment, the roof is open, but you can actually close it by moving those panels just a few centimeters. So having that pattern allows you to very easily move the panels to close and open the roof. And so that was the thinking for the roof. And then they thought, right, let's take that same pattern, that paneling pattern, and use it as a design feature for the rest of the car. If you're not able to make it to the IAA in Munich to see this car in person, BMW has done something very special. I want to show you this right now. All you need to do is go to joytopia.com. You can choose your avatar. I'm gonna be, look, rethinker, electric nomad. I'm gonna be sustainable because that looks cool. All right, enter. Here we go. BMW has created virtual worlds for you to explore. Ready? All right, here we go. Here is their philosophy: rethink, reduce, reuse, recycle. All right, now we can explore all of the new cars. There's the fox that welcomes you, and you might recognize the voice. That's Christoph Waltz. Very famous actor. So they have all of these people interacting with you in the space. Right, you ready? Let's go. You just tap on the screen and walk through the world. Look, there's another user in there at the moment, so we can walk together to explore. And guys, there's a hack. If you press F on your keyboard, you can actually fly. Check this out. Okay. This is how you'd open. Ready with this? Yes. I love how there's no pillar here either. There's just so much space.
So, what do you think?
Oh, hey! What's up? Guys. This is Pieter Nota, the coolest board member at BMW. I just gave you that title. Are you cool with that?
It's your decision.
He's like, yeah, of course I'm the coolest. You know, we've been chatting about this car today. I'm so glad you could join us, actually, because I have a couple questions for you.
Of course, it's cool.
It's very,
talk
very
about
cool.
It.
What I would like to know is, we've been talking about how BMW and other car companies want to kind of redefine what a supercar is, right?
Yes.
Because for a long time you think of like the roaring V8, you know, very fast, very low to the ground car. Everyone knows the kind of cars we're talking about. Pieter has a son and a daughter. How old are they?
8 and 11.
8 and 11. So they're the next generation. Do you think that when they're 18 and they're getting their driver's license and they go to buy a car, they would look at this and go, that's a supercar?
Absolutely, because we are talking really with kids. You already mentioned it about the next generation.
Exactly.
And of course, as a BMW group, we take responsibility for this next generation. And this car is going to be super cool, but at the same time, taking sustainability to a next level. And this vehicle, and that's really super about it, is made out of 100% recyclable materials.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And of course it's fully electrified. It's very, very quick. So it will also be seen as a supercar. And look at this interior. That's cool. We show with this car sustainability and our Freude am Fahren, our ultimate driving machine, that concept, are not contradicting each other.
Yeah, right.
My son yesterday challenged me, and I was coming up with the iX.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm just as sustainable as your bike because I drive electric.
Right.
And he said, no, there is one thing. It costs much more to produce your car than my bike.
He's all over
it.
it.
With this vehicle, we addressed that.
If you haven't seen it, I was reviewing the new i4 in LA, and you can go check out that video in the link underneath this one. And what I found was really cool is the batteries itself were made in a plant that got the energy from a local hydro plant. So everything is actually being made, all of the parts, etc., are being made sustainably. Tell me, what's your favorite feature? When you saw this, you were like, ah!
Well, I think many things, but look at the interior also, how posh it looks like. And of course this, I think the whole UI, UX, so how you operate the car will be brilliant. So the digitalization also, how we've actually used digitalization to really operate the car, it's brilliant.
All right, everyone, that's Pieter Nota.
Yeah, thank you.
Board member at BMW, and thank you so much for being on the channel. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll see you soon. Bye.
See you, Alex. Thank you.